Hiya everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. So slowly this year I've been unhauling my TBR, and now I literally have 4 books on my TBR, which is mad. So hopefully I'll be doing a book haul soon, but I need to sell these books to pay for my new books. But before I do that, I thought I'd talk you through the books that I'll be unhauling. So first I'll go through this series, and the biggest series that I'll be unhauling are my Cassandra Clare books. I think I'm too grown now. I'm 24, and obviously 24-year-olds can read YA, 24-year-olds can read Cassandra Clare, but for this 24-year-old my reading taste isn't there anymore, and with this particular series I never really gelled with it, so I don't think I can read 6 more books. I've got the Clockwork series, and then I've got books 4 to 6 on the City of Bones series. On her website she says to read the City of Bones book 1, 2 and 3 first, and then the Clockwork series, and then the rest of the series. I've read the first 3 books, I'm going to keep them, but I'll be unhauling these ones. I watch a lot of stripper content on YouTube and TikTok, and I feel like one of them at the end of the shift with racks of money hello, who's calling? Right, another series that I never really gelled with is the Maze Runner series. This was huge when I was a teenager. The books were big, the movies were big. I actually never watched the movies. Last year I think I read the first one and I just didn't like it. And it didn't finish where I was like, oh my god, I need to read the second one, the third one, and the prequel, so that's why I'll be unhauling these. So the next series I actually think I would read, but I'm at a place where I'm like, would I read them soon? And I kind of want everything on my TBR to be something that I would read maybe next month or whatever. So I'll be throwing away is what I was going to say. I'll be unhauling the last 2 books in the Twilight series. I've got Eclipse and New Moon here. Sorry, this is the second and the third one, but I kind of came to a conclusion where I was kind of like, yeah, I enjoyed reading the first one, but I'd rather for the second and the third and the fourth one, I think, watch the movies then read the books. So when you're thinking that, you should probably unhaul the books and give them to someone who would love reading them. Also, this isn't my copies of the book. These are my sister's. I mean, she left them here when she got married, so it is what it is. But you can see they're quite old. These are OG books from back in the day, so yeah. They'll be going to a new home. Okay, so the next book I purely bought because of Goodreads. I kept on seeing people rate this really well on Goodreads. I bought it, I tried to read it, and then I was like, no. And then I was gonna do a video, I did a video before where I read Game of Thrones all in 1 week. And I was like, this is a big book, I'm gonna do the same thing. And then I was like, am I? Because I don't really have any motivation to do it. And then it went to the back on my TBR shelf, and if you go up there, there's no coming back. The Name of the Wind, I forgot his name. The Name of the Wind, it sounds great, and honestly I would love to get this indulged into a fantasy universe, but it wasn't for me. And for that reason, I just don't know when I'm going to get around to it. And if I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, it shouldn't be in my TBR. Because if I ever feel like I want to read it, I can just re-buy it or borrow it from a library or whatever. But for me, it wasn't enough. Sorry about the lighting as well. It keeps on coming in and out. It's very weird weather in the UK right now. We had a heat wave and rain in the same week, which I guess is quite normal for other countries, but for the UK that's just not normal, and the weather keeps on coming in and out, and the sun's doing some weird things, but I guess global warming is alive. So the next one I got, I read The Wife Between Us by Sarah Peckham and Greer Hendricks, and I was like, I want to read an anonymous girl by them because it kind of follows in their writing, but I just not had time yet. I've not made time. I've tried to, and I've just not felt like it. And I've had this for 2 years now, and I've just not got around to it. So I think I think we have to say bye to this one. Okay, so this one was a holiday buy when I was a teenager, and the fact that I haven't finished it says a lot, but I've read a little bit of it. It's nice. It's a comforting read, but there are books that I legitimately really want to read out there, and this isn't one, so I will be unhauling Home is Where the Heart Is by Frida Lightfoot. It was actually a cute read, but I just never was going to finish it. So we can give this to someone else. Okay, so the next ones are classics. So the first two are Goodbye to Berlin and Amsterdam. In 2019, I was like big on reading short books. I really wanted to get into like reading short books because I normally read longer books. My interest for writing comes in and out, but I think with my writing, I'm very like detailed and I'll just keep on going. And even with my like university writing at this time, I would always be above the word count and have to like go through my work and like edit it. So I think that's why I was trying to read like short books, and these two were short books that I got near the time, and then I kind of opened them up and started reading them and I was like, oh, this is just not my vibe. So I kind of put them back down, kept them on my TBR shelf, and they're just collecting dust, so they might as well go to someone who would enjoy them. So the next two I bought really early on in my reading. I think when you first start off reading, you don't really know what your tastes are usually, but also you have expectations of what you should be reading. So you want to read classics, and there's certain titles that you think you should read to become a better reader, but also a more distinguished reader, which is quite strange. So the next two books that I wish I had the covers for, but they are 1984. I bought this mainly because I was a big fan of Big Brother growing up, and it's like the same concept. And then A Passage to India because I am what? Indian. So yeah, not the best reasoning, but you know, we go, we move. These are two classics. I thought I should have a classic collection on my shelf. These look beautiful, but I just never got around to it. I really want to make sure that the books that I physically keep are either on my TBR that I'm actually realistically going to read, or my red shelf. I think I've got it in my head that I want to start a library. I think I have like 100 and like maybe a little bit more books at the moment on my red shelf, and to start a library you need to have 1,000. But I want to make sure that every book in that library I've read. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm just not keeping books because I want to read them, or I like the sound of them, or I think they're ones that you should have on your bookshelf. I want to make sure that they are loved, read by me. So there are all the books that I'm unhauling. I will be selling these on Amazon, but yeah, I will be selling these, and with the money I will be buying new books, so there'll be a book haul coming very very soon, I'm sure. But yeah guys, as always, please do like, comment and subscribe, but for now, bye.